Good afternoon and welcome back to Cosplay Closet. My name's Samantha.
I'm Jason. You guys know me.
And this is the second video for me finishing up my Digimon Kigurumi. Before I start sewing everything up, I wanted to show you guys the lovely items that Jason 3D printed for us. We figure since we're going to be Digimon, we could be pseudo Digimon tamers.
Well, yeah, because we have props,
So.
and one of the props is a Digimon amigurumi that Samantha made like months ago, before this was all really coming together. And so we figured we would have the amigurumis, and then we would have these 3D printed accessories to kind of accent our costumes. And, you know, so we're just going to be like Digimon fanatic tamers. So, yeah.
I just got an image of Pokemon though, like the Pokemon fanatics.
Yeah, well, we're going to be Digimon fanatics.
Okay.
Better than that.
Sure, honey. Better than them. Alright, so all the pieces are cut out. All I've got to do is sew. So, let's go. So as you guys know, in the last episode, we talked about how to cut out your fabric and position the fabric.
You should probably look at the camera and
No.
not do this talking down.
No, I like talking down and talking to the fabric. The fabric's way more, way more attentive than our viewers. No, so in the last episode, I gave you a brief breakdown of what pattern we were using, the fabric that I was specifically using to make the Kigurumis. What else? A few other things. Oh, yeah, cutting things out and what different parts of the pattern meant. Yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to sew the pieces together. Because Lopmon and Terriermon are done in two different colors, you have to cut, of course, two different pieces out. So for the earpieces, of course, I've got pink, and then I've got black for the big earpieces. It's a little bit harder. Brown. Shut the fryer. I'm gonna punch Jason, guys. Excuse me for just a moment. No, brown. Excuse me for misspeaking. Pink and brown. But for the body pieces and the arm pieces, it's a little bit harder to do. What I ended up doing was I determined that I wanted 5 inches of pink for both the arms and the legs. So to get my 5 inches of pink, like you see here, what I did was I initially cut out the entire body, not the entire body piece. I cut the body piece out to the length that I wanted, all in brown. Okay? Then I put the pink over it, measured the 5 inches that I needed to have for the pink, cut it into the shape that it needed to be, and then cut off the excess brown to then lay the pink on. And so what we're going to do is we're going to sew the pink to the brown. Before I get started, Jason, give me my best friend. Okay. These are going to be your best friend in the world. Initially, when I was younger and my mom would talk about seam rippers, I would not understand why it is that she nicknamed it her best friend. Now that I've actually started to sew, oh my God, do I understand. With how many mistakes that I've made and how many seams I've had to take out, these guys have been my best friend. In fact, we liked them so much, well, at least I liked the big one so much, that Jason wanted to get his own. He wanted his in red though, so that we would be able to differentiate them. Unfortunately, they don't make it in red, so he's stuck with his, and it's still in the package because he doesn't want to confuse ours for some reason. He's a weirdo.
Alright.
Here's a test to see how many of you are actually paying attention to how this video is spliced together. In the prior frames, I probably had 2 different color bobbins than what you see now. Initially it was pink, and the bottom one I had was brown. After looking at my fabric, I'm going to be sewing it this way because I'm freaky left-handed. This is going to be the top that I'm feeding through. So it's going to be better that I have brown on the top and the pink on the bottom. That'll change throughout the sewing process, but for right now, that's how it's going to stay. As you can see, I have a Singer Talent. This is what my sewing machine is. So my stitch dial's here. Right now I've got it set up for a straight stitch. My stitch length is at 3. I believe it's 3 inches is what it's set at. Up here is the stitch width. I've got that also set at 3. And then the tension when we got it was always set at 4. I've never changed the tension. It's remained at 4. Alright, let's get sewing. You guys will notice that I've got tape here. This is just blue painter's tape. Because I'm such a newbie and I still have a bit of difficulty keeping my seams straight in order, I put the tape here to be able to butt the fabric up against it so that I can actually keep my fabric in line. Right now you'll notice, at least with the fabric right now, it's not lined up. That's because I'm not going to be too concerned with it being slightly wishy-washy or snake-like. It won't be that bad, I promise. I probably shouldn't make promises I can't keep, though. Crap. Yeah, so remember that comment about promises I can't keep? Not more than, what, 3 seconds ago? Now there's a cutter here. I don't like to use it. It has a tendency to make the thread here pull out of the needle. So I'll just put the foot down and I end up using scissors. You see that? That's shit. Don't do that. Now I need my best friend. Okay, so there's no real correct way to do seam ripping. So long as you get your seams taken out of the fabric, it's fine. I don't like having to deal with a lot of broken pieces of thread. So I'll end up just trying my best to go all the way through without breaking it. Until it gets super long, and then I'll break it. And honestly, I'll never be seam ripping with it on the table like this because it's kind of more of a pain in the butt to do it this way. But for all intensive purposes of you being able to see how I seam rip, we're doing it on the table. Aren't you lucky? And I know you guys can't see outside the window, but there are some dark-ass storm clouds on the way here. So it might start raining while we're filming. Yay. Oh, hey, look. Did you hear that? Thunder. It's almost as if I predicted it. So I fixed my seam. You'll notice that while it does go all the way to the end here, it does not go all the way to the end here. That's because on the brown piece here, this is the crotch area. And the first time that I tried sewing it, that's where I was trying to initially start it. I said screw it. I went ahead and I did my 5/8 seam, because that's where my tape is, and I just sewed it across. And so what will end up happening now is with the pink, you'll open it up, okay? Now, most people will tell you use an iron and press towards the dark. For the Kigurumis, I don't care. I'm a patient person, but when it comes to sewing, I'm not a patient person. And I don't want to deal with the iron because our dining room is small enough as it is, and I don't want to have to fight with anything. So what I end up doing is I finger press these open. Hopefully you guys can see that. If someone could give me direction on the other side of the camera as to whether or not they can see me finger pressing the seams open. And so that's what I have done so far. I just finger press them like this and make sure that on this back end, this seam here lies flat. Now to do the other side. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Adam Savage has always said, before starting a project, how am I going to screw this up? I try and keep that in mind, and I try and plan things out. It doesn't work out so well. So, got the pink, right? Got the pink, right? Here's the problem. This is the crotch. This is the crotch. I have to sew from this point to this point, and then from that point up, of course, it's going to be the zipper. But when it opens up, it's going to open up like so. Tell me, what's wrong with the bottoms? That's right. They're not going to open up right. And I can't just flip the two pieces over to make them work, and I'll show you why. Okay. So typically what you would do is you get both sides facing properly. Look at that. Look. Not only is the top not right, look at the bottom. Doesn't lay right. So what's that mean? Start over again. Fix the pink. Now what I'm going to end up doing, since this is the front, I'm going to sew the crotch from point here to this point here. Now in the pattern, it's notched. You probably can't see it too well from the camera angle, but I do have it notched here. So from that notch down to the crotch, that's what I'm sewing. This is a reverse stitch here. You probably can't see it. And if you can, yay for Jason for actually having it in the frame. For most, I don't want to say most, for certain sewing machines, you hit a button, because they've got automatic buttons now, to do a back stitch. For me, I have to physically hold this down if I want to back stitch. Since I need that little bit of reinforcement right here at that notch, because this is where my the bottom of my zipper is going to be, I'm going to back stitch. I was table facing because if you notice the thread, I've got brown on top and pink on the bottom. So I thought, shit, it was gonna show itself. I'm still gonna be okay. You can kind of still see the pink in the brown, but unless you're really, really looking for it, you won't see it. So right now what we've done is I've sewn the crotch on the front, and I've sewn from the crotch all the way up for the back. Now what we've got to do is the zipper portion of it. And so if you follow the instructions, it tells you where to lay the zipper at and how to position it all. And since this is my official 3rd time sewing a zipper, it's still a pain in the butt, and I don't like it. What you'll have to do is you'll have to end up switching out your normal foot for a zipper foot. Hopefully that's in frame.
It is.
Okay, good. The zipper foot is what's going to allow you to be able to travel along the zipper nicely. And as soon as we get a close up in it, you'll actually see how the zipper foot tracks. But yeah, so basically it's just going to do that. And it'll make life a whole lot easier than the initial head that I've got on there. With Jason's zipper, oh, let me grab it here. For both of his Kigurumis, Jason wanted to have the sports zipper. You can see that the sports zipper's got bigger teeth to it, and the band is bigger on it. I actually opted out when I did his Kigurumi. I didn't switch feet for his zipper. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but it still ended up working out okay. So, but since the teeth on my zipper are so much smaller and the band is so much smaller, it's going to be easier for me to have the zipper foot than my normal foot. Now, to switch out to presser foot, well, zipper foot in this case, it's easy on my machine. All I do is I tell this guy to release like that. I pull this out. I put this guy here. Now you'll notice though, he's got two different slots. You're aiming for this bar here. Don't worry about the slots. And so what you do is you line it up the best you can. Like this so that you can actually see it. You put the actual foot down. And it should, if I can get it, snap into place. Ha. And the grooves actually do matter. I lied. What it is the grooves are a left side and a right side. Okay? Since I'm left hand dominant, I put mine on the right groove because that means that it's going to give me enough space in between where my needle is and where my zipper is going to go. If you were going to do it on the right side, then it'd be the other way around. Alright, zipper's sewn on. Time to do a zipper test. Make sure it doesn't get caught anywhere. One more time. Make sure my seams are good. There's no holes. Look at that. I think I did a pretty damn good job. So the zipper works. Yeah, so yay, hooray for me. Problem. Went to go line up to see how lining up the two edges is going to be with the Kigurumi. This happened when I did Jason's Kigurumi as well. The back pattern piece is bigger than the front. I'm assuming...
You can show. Yeah, this one's all the way up here and this one's down here.
So, I'm assuming it's that way to give people with big butts seam allowance, you know, the flexibility to not rip your seams, as well as also give it the kind of baggy aesthetic. What I ended up doing with Jason's was I muddled through it and I sewed the sides and I sewed the legs together. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with mine. Mine is way too much of a difference in size. I'm really going to have to trim the back and re-sew the pink on. Shouldn't be too hard. We'll see. You're probably not going to see me do that though. The next time you see the video, will be us trying to sew the pieces on together, I'm assuming, right?
What pieces?
The front and the back to make the body, and then the arms.
Oh yeah, we probably won't film the fix. We'll just figure it out.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. It's whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but you're the one filming this, so. Side note, even though you can't really see it, there we go. Side note, smack. Tomorrow, I'll get more herded, so you will no longer see the bits of green in my hair, and it'll be a little bit shorter, and it'll be a different color. So when you see the video next, don't freak out, it is still me. And hopefully I'm going to like the color. Jason doesn't know what color it is.
I was hoping she'd slip up.
No. No. I've done that too often. I'm not doing it now. So yeah, new me, new color. Yay! Or would that be old me, new color? Same me, new color.
Yeah, same me, new color.
Okay. Still dorky. Still nerdy.
New look, same great taste. Like when they changed the packaging for things.
So, like, favorite, subscribe. Follow Heroes of Boredom on Twitter, on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We've got an account on Etsy. Nothing that I've ever made. It's just all been stuff that he made when he was going to school. But go ahead and check that out. I think that'd be cool. And if you guys pressure me enough, I might actually put some of my crocheted stuff up there. Or some of my doll stuff. You can kind of see Tsunomon. Fake, well, not complete Tsunomon there in the background. So, yeah. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think I might be doing wrong. How I can fix things. And I hope to hear from you guys soon.